Yo guys, what's going on? It's Acez here today with another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about why PvE Tarkov is going to get so much better for solo players. Do me a favor, make sure you're dropping a like on this one here today, and of course, make sure you're subscribed to the channel for more PvE content. We have two super thanks shoutouts we have to do real quick, then we'll hop into it. First one is from John Trek 9464. Last time I saw this video background is when you stepped away from Tarkov before PvE. Glad you're back, man. He's referring to this background on screen, which I always used to use because I never had gameplay for whatever the topic was, mainly because I stopped playing Tarkov, as he said. So with the release of PvE, I'm so happy to be back, and it has been just an absolute blast grinding Tarkov for the last month. Thank you so much, John. And then the final one here today is from Trix666. The series is awesome. Your playthrough and guides helped me a lot in my own raids so far, so thanks, bro. Thank you so much, Trix, for your continued support. Let's hop into this one, ladies and gentlemen. Why is PvE Tarkov going to get so much better for solo players? You might have heard that if you are running solo in the future, hopefully this month, but we don't know exactly when, but in the future, when you are queuing in solo for PvE Tarkov, you are going to run on a server hosted on your own PC. Similar to the offline mode, I believe that actually runs like off your hard drive, kind of like a LAN, not exactly on a server. But it seems like with the way I understand it and the way it was worded is we are going to host our own server every single time we solo queue into a match of PvE. What does this mean? This means 0 match times, means instant match time. So however long it takes your hard drive to load the map, that is how long your load time will be. So some of the bigger maps like Streets of Tarkov, even on your SSD, it might take a minute, but that's way better than waiting 40 minutes for a raid. You know what I mean? It's going to be nice. So that is actually the main thing you need to know. There's two other things we're going to talk about, but that's the main thing, and one of the biggest issues right now with Tarkov is the match times. The way it used to work a few weeks ago is if you would just back out and then re-queue, you would get a lobby instantly, but they fixed that. It just doesn't work anymore, unfortunately, so you genuinely have to just wait for your match, which sucks, but it's just how it is. You have to wait potentially 10 to 15 minutes in prime time right now. And the other day when the servers were down, it was a nightmare. All the Discords were on fire, Twitter was on fire, and Battle State, they were sound asleep. So that will essentially get rid of any server problems on Battle State's end. It will get rid of the match times for all the solo players, and it will also get rid of any ping issues. You're not going to have a ping issue because you're the one hosting the server. Realistically, I guess if the BSG servers go down, would then your server go down? I don't know how that's gonna work because you still need to be like connected to the game. I don't know. It's gonna be really interesting how they implement all this, and I'm certainly not a tech wizard who knows all the ins and outs of all this, but it should essentially remove a lot of problems. So getting back to it, no more ping issues. Occasionally you're going to load into a raid and you're going to be on like 140 ping. Don't get me wrong, it's playable. It's not like packet loss where you're rubber banding and everything. When you're on a bad ping, some of the items might be a little slower moving in your inventory. If you're using tracers, you can definitely see the bullets kind of lag a little bit. It's not that bad, but it's noticeable, especially if you're playing on a better monitor, higher refresh rate, and lower response time, stuff like that. If you're getting more of like a competitive edge, you're going to notice these little things that are happening when you're on a bad ping. And then also occasionally you will get the raid where you're on 300 ping because somehow you connected to China, even though you only have US servers selected. When you're on 300 ping, you just instantly get kicked after 30 seconds. You are losing that kit. There's no getting it back. Unless maybe you're on a scav and you can run to the extract in 30 seconds, maybe on factory or something. But 9 times out of 10, a 300 ping lobby will kick you, and this will essentially get rid of that problem as well. And then the biggest one for me personally, I can personally get past the match times because, I can just do something else while loading into a raid. But this one's big. We should finally see the raid timers go back to their normal times. I have not even been able to go into water treatment plant on Lighthouse because of the Lighthouse raid times. It's just not plausible. And, if you spawn somewhere that's not even close, you might as well just reset. It's not even plausible, at least in my mind, to take your time with the rogues and deal with any PMCs, deal with all the scavs. It's annoying. Some maps like Factory are pretty much back to normal. I think Factory is supposed to be 20 minutes and it's back to 19. It was down to like 16 or something. But, you know, when you're having customs down to, I think, 30 minutes when it was 40 or 45, it's just annoying. You feel rushed every single raid. And when you have 30 scavs pushing you, it just makes everything chaotic. So finally getting the normal raid times back, in my opinion, is the biggest win of all these things. And I know a lot of you will say, no, not even close. The match time is the biggest win. And I can understand that. But for me personally, it doesn't affect me as much. So just more of a personal preference coming from me. But I know you guys will be super excited to get those match times pretty much deleted. Get those raid timers back to where they're supposed to be so we can just be patient, play the game how it's supposed to be played. Slow, methodical, and tactical. And we just can't do that right now. And then just the cherry on top, no more ping issues. We're just going to be gaming on our own localized server, and we're going to have a blast. PVE Tarkov for solo players is going to get so much better. And, you know, you just have to believe. You got to be a true believer a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. You have to believe in BSG. And recently, I believe in BSG. I think they are genuinely trying, and I think we have seen a couple pretty sweet events the last few weeks. Still having the non-found in raid flea market like permanently. The little bit of a skill buff, you know, less inertia, more carry weight, more stamina. Like, guys, these are things 2 years ago, Nikita would have just gave us a middle finger. And now he's actually kind of listening to the community. Right now, I'm in full true believer mode. I think PvE Tarkov is just taking its baby steps. We haven't seen anything yet. PvE could become just something truly amazing. But yeah, I really can't wait for PvE to continue to flourish into something absolutely amazing, and we can truly enjoy the best FPS game ever created and not have to worry about any bullshit on the PvP side of the game. Thank you guys so much for watching today. Do me a favor, make sure you're smacking the shit out of that like button. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I'll see you in the next one. I'm out.